Some accomplishments in life, and sometimes the most impactful ones, can only be achieved as a member of a team. A synchronized group of highly focused minds dedicated to a common goal. Particularly when that goal is one of the biggest problems facing humanity. As teams rise on day 2 of the World Solar Challenge, the real purpose behind this race is never far from their minds.
Climate change is a big issue in the world. We can see it in many different places. Many things are changing because of climate change. And we feel, with our solar car, we are working on the technology that can help change this.
We, of course, want to win, and that drives the team to create new technologies. Technologies that are not yet on the market sometimes. And I think the beautiful thing about that is these technologies has really high potential in more sustainable mobility.
On the first day of the race, Team Twente from the Netherlands amassed a shocking lead and is starting day 2 30 kilometers ahead of the pack.
We're in first place and we expected the other teams to be a bit closer to us, but I don't know what they're planning today. They might have another strategy. We'll keep doing our thing and they keep doing their thing. And yeah, let's see.
Jullie zijn wel voorgetankt en jullie we're laying 4th here together with 3 other teams. There's just one team ahead, which is Twente. They're half an hour ahead, I think. But that doesn't really matter at the moment because the race is 3,000 kilometers. So maybe they burned up too much fuel yesterday and they're going to run out of energy at the end. So we don't know yet.
Catching Twente may come down to each team's individual race strategy, which they spent 2 years meticulously designing and simulating.
So if you're a strategist, you are spending most of that morning in the back seat of a chase vehicle, behind a whole row of computers, running last-minute calculations, taking into account the day's weather forecast, which is now much more accurate.
At 8 o'clock, we do a simulation, and now we know what time we're going to arrive today and where we're going to be, and at what percentage in battery.
Everything is a test of the car. It's also a test of the team. It's a very strategic, calculated, and methodical thing.
Blue, white, blue, white, blue, white.
You guys are looking to come up close to it?
I hope so. It will be exciting today.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Day 2 is officially underway. The heat is blistering, and all the teams have their eye on Twente. Running second is Vattenfall, followed by Top Dutch. The 3 trailblazers are all Dutch teams. Behind them is Agoria, Sonnenwagen, and then Michigan. But not everyone is off to such a good start.
I'm asking you, what do you want me to do? I can't. I'm asking you. I don't know, that's a big problem. I'm asking you to show, I can't fix it here.
Western Sydney has been having trouble since the beginning of the race.
We're just not sure at the moment. The mech team's having a look. There was something sounding funny, so we had to stop.
Day 2, the race didn't go as planned. After charging, we ended up realizing there was a big software glitch in the car.
What seems like a simple software issue could take all day to fix. With hours of delay ahead, it's safe to say Western Sydney is out of the running to win this race.
We had a lot of ups and downs, but we all know as a team, and myself know that car is one of the top ones out on the grid, and just unfortunately this time it didn't kind of work out. But there's multiple other races coming up, and maybe we can make it work there.
Mijn GPS heeft een vreemd kompas. We're heading to Tennant Creek right now. It's a 322-kilometer drive, I think, and then it's toward Barrow Creek. That's another control stop.
Out on the road, the teams continue to make strategic decisions based on constantly evolving conditions.
When we're out in the outback, we're always watching the weather because the sun is the most important thing. That's what we want to be at all times. So we have a car that gets in a satellite feed with the weather. And for example, we can see, oh, there's a cloud coming in. Well, what will we do now? Will we slow down to not waste too much energy? Or will we speed up to get out of the cloud as fast as possible. That's strategic decisions we have to make every time.
At the heart of every team's strategy is energy management, a constant juggling act between the car's solar panels, the battery, and the motor that propels it down the road. In a perfect world, the cars use the sun's energy alone to maintain their speed. This is called running energy neutral.
There is always a certain speed during the race where we take in exactly as much energy as we're using, so the solar panels brings in everything. But if you want to drive faster than that, let's say to overtake another team, we have to use energy from our battery storage, which then drains the battery.
Teams will tap into the battery for a variety of reasons, including a dip in the sun's energy from cloud cover, fighting headwinds, or simply making up time in the race. But it always comes at a cost.
Our number one concern strategically is that we can run out of battery power, because then we have to stop right then and there and charge the car.
So you're always trying to balance. You're always trying to use the energy in the best way that you possibly can to get you to the finish line as fast as you can.
One of the biggest drains on the car's batteries comes from overtaking other teams, making passing one of the most critical strategic maneuvers of the race.
Top Dutch momenteel Odo 677, setpoint 95 over.
And it isn't long before Agoria is knocking on Top Dutch's door.
If you have to increase your speed in order to overtake someone, you're losing energy. You're going faster than you want to be. And so teams will generally pass each other at a crawl, and sometimes that can get kind of dangerous. So it's very important that procedurally that everyone is watching for oncoming traffic, that your lead vehicle is in the right place at the right time, in order to make sure that happens as safely and smoothly as possible.
We are driving behind Top Dutch right now. They are driving at 95 kilometers per hour. We will drive 100 kilometers per hour, so we'll gonna overtake them. That's really nice.
Nog steeds geen tegenliggers over.
He's passing.
Proficiat.
Een van de Hollanders.
En de radiospeler is opgegeven, over.
Yeah, we just overtook Top Dutch. They were third in the race. So now, at the moment, we are third.
We are here at Tennant Creek. This is the first stop of the second day. We are now nearly 1,000 kilometers away from Darwin. That is 1/3 of the distance to Adelaide. Control stops are mandatory checkpoints along the route. All teams must punch in and out for a 30-minute break, and for safety, change drivers. So far, the story has been the team Twente. They've pulled out to an enormous lead on day one. They were ahead by half an hour, and now is trying to maintain that lead. There is the arrival of the Team Twente vehicle, the first car to arrive here in Tennant Creek. So I'm wondering if there's something about the stability of the car or just their solar panels, something about the way they're designed that is leading to this advantage. Vattenfall has arrived. I have to say, I wasn't expecting to see them this quickly. How did you feel about the way the car was driving?
Occasionally we're doing 100+ kilometers an hour and we're energy neutral. That's an amazing feeling to experience.
That's extraordinary. Agoria, the team from Belgium, is in next.
It's very important for our team to prepare our control stops as good as possible.
Gordel uit, Hanterman.
Because in 2017, the difference between the fourth and the third position was only 7 minutes.
All right, guys.
There are 250